Hello, lovelies. You're being called to create something at this time, birth something at this time. And whatever this is could feel very foreign to you. But the angels are telling me that it's something that you did when you were a child, something that you nurtured when you were a child, something that you were interested in when you were a child. And I'm getting around the ages of 5, well, between the ages of 5 and 12. Any of those ages could have been significant for you. But they already had me pull 3 cards from my Starseed Oracle deck. And I'm going to show you what each card is. And they have a message for each of them. So the first one is We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. That's what the card looks like. And then we have Called, Soul Gifts. They actually just want me to go through each of the cards. I was just going to do one card at a time and then give the message, but they're saying the message is going to come with all of them, so they want me to go ahead and show all of the cards. Called, Soul Gifts, and Training. It's time to step up. And what I immediately recognized about this card is that it looks like a portal. Like this door looks like a portal. And this card, the card before that, talked about a portal. So those cards definitely correlate. And then we have this one, Loosen Your Grip, Coping Mechanisms, Density, Addiction, Let God In. And I'm really drawn to the fact that this person is falling. And with in the first one, she's at a different position than she's at the second one. And with this, I'm hearing transformation and how things start isn't going to be how they end. That's the phrase that just came through. And with that card, okay, we're going to kind of start from the card that I just ended with and kind of work our way backwards through the message. That's kind of what they want me to do. So with the Loosen Your Grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So with this, I'm hearing avoidance. So your intuition could be telling you to do something at this time, and you've been actively avoiding it. And this avoidance is coming from a place of fear. And I'm hearing fear of failure and also a hint of self-sabotage. And this could be something that you've really struggled with in your life. And actually, as I'm doing this reading, they want me to talk about this. And I was just gonna like push through, but I feel like it's significant. I started this video before. I had already started it and then I deleted it because I didn't even get, I like said like 2 sentences and then I cut it off because I had some insecurities coming up around all of this, like doing this work, channeling these messages, and reading tarot, almost like a sense of imposter syndrome, or just being very self-aware of, you know, the people that are around me, like my dad's in there, and just it's like being witnessed. Like I'm having insecurities coming up around being witnessed and people seeing me do this work, hearing me do this work and channel these messages. And I almost just like didn't want to do it because I wanted to feel like in my own little bubble. I wanted to be closed off and I didn't want anyone to hear me or see me, and I'm still having to kind of work through that. But I think that this might be a little bit of your energy too that I'm feeling, whereas you're afraid to really, especially if this has something to do with stepping into visibility, like if you want to create content or if you want to publish something, or if you're learning to cook and you want to let someone try one of your meals, any of those things, anything that requires you to be witnessed. That could be what creating this thing or birthing this thing requires you to do. And so you're avoiding it out of a place of fear. And I'm hearing you're afraid you won't be received well. And this comes from a childhood wound. And I want to say, hold that channel, Spirit, hold that channel, don't let me forget. I want to say, shoot, what was I about to say? I had a thought. Oh, as I'm sitting with this energy, like as I allow those insecurities to exist and proceeded anyways, I'm starting to get more and more comfortable in this energy and more comfortable with the channel, and I'm letting everything else just kind of drown out, and I'm not focusing so much on being witness. I'm more so in the moment and focusing on what I came here to do, which is channel, which is give this message to you guys. So that is a message within itself, that once you start focusing on whatever this is, that you will zero in on it and you'll become more and more comfortable within that energy of creation. I'm really getting like strong content here, like content creators, but you'll become more and more comfortable. I'm also seeing a hair salon, so you could do hair. But as you get more and more comfortable in this energy, the easier it will feel to focus on what you want to focus on and create whatever you want to create. And I'm hearing it's about working with the energy instead of working against it or avoiding it. And they're really pointing me to the word coping mechanisms is sticking out with this card. You could be struggling with some coping mechanisms at this time. I'm seeing like TV, or you could be eating a lot of sweets lately. And this is in no way, shape, or form to shame you. All of my messages are about self-awareness and really just helping you to move forward in any way you can through self-awareness. You could also be avoiding people at this time. I'm hearing calling you out. You could have like, I'm picking up on like a friend, like a best friend that could be calling you out at this time, or like pressure. You may perceive it as pressure, but this person is really trying to uplift you and push you forward because they want the best for you. A mom could be significant. Your mother could be significant. I'm picking up on you could have just had a conversation with her, an important conversation with her, and it could have been in regards to this, or it doesn't have to be, but I'm picking up on a conversation with a mom. Also, something with someone's dad can be significant. They're not really giving me any details surrounding that. Play at the park is really coming through. Someone could have a child that wants to play or has been wanting to go to the park. That just came through really specifically. All I kept hearing was play at the park, and I was like, is this a message? Or they were like, yeah. So this also can correlate to your inner child though. So okay, yeah. So Spirit is saying, or your angels are saying, that you could really approach whatever this is with, it will be easier to create or to birth something new if you approach it from the energy of play. And they're saying that because it alleviates pressure from you yourself, and it takes the expectations off of you, and you begin to live more in a flow state and less in your head and more in your body. So if there's a way that you can approach whatever you're wanting to create with a sense of play, and they're also saying gratitude. Gratitude for this time you're able to spend while creating what this is. Grateful for the resources that you have. So it's really focusing on the feeling. And yeah, I'm hearing embodiment. I'm also hearing you guys could be getting really into manifestation, because they're saying like approach it from a place of embodiment, as well as if you've already received the outcome of creating whatever this is, whether it's your dream reality, or there are some cooks here because I'm getting like going on a cooking show. So if that's like what you want to do, so you could, let me slow down, there's a lot coming through. But for example, if you're wanting to be a a well-known cook, a famous cook, and the thing that you're trying to create is new meals, then approach it from a sense of play, but already embody the fact that you've already received that invitation to go on that cooking show. Ah, I love that. So yeah, you guys could really be getting into manifestation right now, and or trying to. There is this collective energy, I've been feeling it, of taking yourself more seriously, taking your dreams more seriously, and coming more out of your head and more into your body, and getting yourself into a flow state. I've been seeing readers that I follow kind of speak on this, but I've also been seeing astrologists talk about the energy of the year, and that's what it's giving. It's this year's more action oriented, and there's a little bit of Aries energy, a little bit of impulsive energy, especially because something is entering. Oh, Saturn is going into Aries, and so our lessons are going to be in the container of new beginnings and taking action and moving forward, being less in our head, more in our body, because Aries actually rules the body, if I'm not mistaken. If you're an astrologer, correct me if I'm wrong, or if you know more, but if I'm correct, it rules the body. Yes, so you are being called to step forward at this time. I'm going more into the soul's, this card again, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. My lips are dry. So you are stepping into some kind of portal, and they're even saying vortex of energy. And this vortex of energy is a creative energy. You are actively creating at this time, actively creating your reality at this time. And you know that you have a self-awareness of, okay, so for example, today I was very irritable, and I kind of wanted to go into like pessimism and kind of like a victim mindset. I wouldn't even call it a victim mindset. It was more of just like a kind of down energy. I don't feel good today energy. I'm tired. I want to complain type of energy. And I noticed myself going into this, and I was like, no, you get to pick how you feel. You get to pick how you interact with what's coming up for you, how you interact with this energy. You're steering the ship. And so in that moment, I decided, okay, it's okay for me to feel not so good. It's okay for me to wish I was doing something else or feeling better because, I had a headache, or it's okay for me to be in that energy, but it's not okay for me to ruminate on it, right? So give myself compassion, notice it, but I get to actively choose the timeline I go down, right? So in that moment, I get to choose if I'm going to just complain and go deeper into that energy, or if I try to pull myself out of it, which is what I tried to do, and allow the energy to mellow out and just kind of like sail on top of it instead of like dive into it, if that makes sense. So you guys could be having an awareness of this as well, where you have these moments where you realize that you have a choice to make, and you can choose to wallow in and I don't say this lightly, because the energy can be so dense, right? Being in an energy of self-pity or self-victimization can be a very dense and hard energy to go there, and it's so important to give yourself compassion and not be hard on yourself about it, and just maintain the sense of awareness. And even if you don't, because it's taken me so long to get to this point of self-awareness where I can catch it when I'm doing it, and I've been on this journey for almost for like 4 years now, and so this is a long, and I'm going on a tangent right now, but this is a long, hard journey. The spiritual journey is not easy, and I am the #1 advocator of self-compassion, because beating yourself up does no good, which I feel like this is a very spiritual collective, so you get it we're just kind of chit-chatting, you know. But I was about to say, like, we just bounce energy off of one another, but I was like, it doesn't really make sense. But there's a message coming through with that, and they're saying, I'm a mirror, and you're my mirror as well. And I'm hearing there could be people in your reality mirroring you to you. For example, you could come across someone who's like very pessimistic, and it's like a reflection of something you've already moved through or something that you're moving through at this moment. And like you're given an opportunity. Okay, there's another message coming through. You're given an opportunity to meet this person with compassion. And it's like that interaction with that person is a reflection of the interactions that you should have with yourself. So it's like Spirit wants you to treat yourself how you've been treating other people. Like use them as a mirror. Use those relationships or those small interactions as a mirror to how you should be interacting with yourself. We were talking about something before I went off on a tangent, and I don't remember what it was at all. Shit. Oh yeah, I was saying, so you're in a portal, and you have a choice right now. And I'm getting like this first month is very significant. Like this first month, even though we are still shedding, we're still in the year of the snake, we're still shedding the skin. Like January and February are you're like setting the table for yourself. That's the analogy they're giving me. I've also been seeing the Last Supper everywhere, like paintings. My grandma had a picture. It wasn't like a painting, it was like a, how do I say? It wasn't a portrait either. It was like an outline. It looked like a frame, but like there were indentions and like, I can't explain it. But she had the Last Supper on her wall. And I also seen the Last Supper somewhere else, but I can't remember. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. That could be significant for someone. But Spirit is saying you're setting the table for yourself. And you get to decide what you eat. That's what they're saying. And you get to decide who sits at the table. And this is an analogy for creating your reality. You get to pick. It's like now they're going back to the cook analogy. I swear I have some cooks in this collective, but you get to put the ingredients in when you're making the food, right? You get to put the ingredients in. And that's how they want you to look at your reality. You get to decide every day what you put your focus on, what you put your attention on. And I know we hear this all the time. And it's always been hard for me to really sit with that and integrate that because, you know, I have ADHD, I get distracted easily, and when you're on this journey, you do face a lot of resistance. So a lot of the things that you know you need to be doing, it's very hard for you to do. But I made, okay, let me grab it, hold on. I made this for myself because I've been doing a 31-day challenge where, you know, I've mentioned this before, but I got a psychic reading done with Natija. Shout out to her because that 30-minute session within itself shifted me. Like I've actively noticed myself shifting. Obviously, I had to do the work. I had to take the information that she gave me and integrate it and do the work, which is what I've been doing. So I gave myself a 31-day challenge where I've been listening to, and hopefully this helps you in some way. If you've been feeling called to, you know, take yourself more seriously and figure out a way to really start to shift yourself, rewire your subconscious, and create a new reality. I've been listening to affirmations every night. So I've been reprogramming my subconscious while I sleep. I've been listening to self-worth affirmations and I've been listening to abundance affirmations. And then every day I've been doing a meditation called it's like a parallel reality meditation where you shift your reality through through feeling. It's by Erin Dottie. And I actually have it on one of my playlists. If you go to my YouTube page, it's called 31 Day Challenge, I think is what I labeled it or titled it. So I've been, listening to those affirmations, doing that meditation, and then I've been listening to a root chakra frequency so that while I'm doing these shifts, I feel safe in my body as they're changing. And I knew what I needed to shift through the psychic reading that I got, because she told me, you need to work on your self-concept. That's not exactly what she said, but she said something around that realm. You need to feel more safe receiving money and work on feeling safe in your body. And then she gave me a meditation to do. So I've been using literally all of that and formed it into a 31-day challenge. And if I don't exactly see the shifts I want to see in 31 days, I'm going to push it to 2 months, because as I've gotten into the routine, it's gotten easier. And I made this note for myself when I created the challenge as a reminder. I said note to self, or I wrote note to self. Resistance might show up within the coming days. This is normal because you're creating a new reality and stepping into a new version of yourself. When this happens, don't give up. Work with it. Keep going. You've got this. And I wrote happy new reality. So yeah. And I wrote that as a reminder to myself, because you have to work with the resistance. You can't let the resistance rule you. And that's like the hardest part of doing self-work, is the resistance that can come up. Because it's like your old subconscious beliefs, your old programming fighting against the new programming. And so I have to remind myself when I'm feeling that resistance before I do my meditation or before I listen to my affirmations, this resistance is trying to keep you safe, but you're already safe to continue to do what you're doing. And so hopefully that helps someone, because if you're actively trying to work on yourself, resistance is just a part of the journey, especially when you're creating something new. Excuse me. And you always have the power. You always have the choice to decide. And I really think a big part of this journey as well is about not allowing your emotions to rule you, which I think is something that you're mastering at this time. Not allowing your emotions to rule you, not allowing the resistance to rule you, and really stepping into a sense of power. Okay, though I'm actually gonna read the one for this one. I'm gonna read straight from the book, because I'm not really getting a specific channel for this one. I think it more so correlated with the soul gifts and training cards. So I was just trying to, but I want to get a very specific message for that one, because I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing, ma'am. Also feel more serious in this reading. I'm usually a little bit more playful. This energy feels a little bit more serious. Like, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Like, you need to know this so we can get you right. Like, get you into alignment. That's what the energy feels like. Like, we're getting into this, okay? What was that? I feel like I was saying something too and didn't finish. Oh yeah, you are shedding. You are shedding. Oh wait, no, I did finish that. I didn't finish that because I was saying how you get to decide the ingredients, and like January and February feels very significant. Like, it's like you're anchoring yourself in these 2 months and you're setting the table for yourself. So in spring, everybody gets to eat, right? So you're setting the table in January and February, and then you get to eat in the springtime, and you get to eat in March. You get to see things kind of build momentum. Okay, so let me find this. Going off on a tangent. We the Hathors. And I also can concur that this challenge has been working, especially the parallel reality meditation, because the meditation is only like 10 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe it's 8 minutes, because his meditation, or that meditation, is kind of what Dr. Joe Dispenza describes, as in the feeling is what creates the reality. And I've been doing this challenge for what? Today is what day is that? Today is the 10th day. And so throughout the last 9 days, I've had 2 days where I've cried, because it's like that reality was aligned with something that I deeply desired. And so it's about finding, the exact reality of what you deeply desire and matching that feeling and letting it amplify, because the feeling is what actually creates the reality. But let's see. I feel so, I don't know, I just feel kind of woozy. Okay, We the Hathos. We the Hathos. Where is it? Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, there it is. 122. Okay. So this is the card again. These pillars, for a second, I just got like a flash of like your ancestors, like with these pillars on the side. It's like they're waiting for you to walk through the portal. But okay, so you can't even see it if I hold it up, so we're just gonna read. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the cosmic mother and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the mother's embrace. And what I'm getting from the mother is like the mother is the universe. And then it says the Hathors, I'm getting is like your ancestors. If that's how you want to kind of perceive it or interpret it, that's how I'm interpreting it. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the cosmic mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. Wow, this is so in line with what I was saying. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receive the overflowing love of the cosmic mother, flooding toward you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. And then it says Starseed Activation. I'm going to read it. It says, place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following, which we don't have to do that because the energy is here. But I allow the deep love of the cosmic mother to wash over me. I'm loved. I'm held. Okay. So make sure, see if there's anything else that wants to come through. Okay, I heard this earlier and I wasn't going to say anything because it only came through once. But for some of you guys, you could be going through a soulmate activation. And this could be beyond the realm of romantic partnership, but for a lot of you guys, I'm getting like for 70% of you guys, it is romantic. But for some of you guys, it could just be a friend, a soulmate as a friend, and you're being activated so that you can hold that relationship. Okay, they want me to pull tarot. I actually wasn't planning on pulling any tarot. I thought that was going to be the end of the message, but I don't mind pulling some tarot. Don't mind it at all. They're just saying they want me to pull 2, so we're just going to pull 2. They say that though, and they'll, like 4 cards will come out, and I'm like, I just saw the Justice card peeking out. I just saw it again. Golly. I shuffled already like 5 times. When that card comes out, I'm going to be like, really? Okay. We had the Knight of Pentacles in reverse come out. And then we had, dang, that flew on the floor. And then we had the Sun come out. There's a sense here of sadness surrounding missed opportunity. I'm hearing you could feel like you're not being given to, therefore you can't capitalize on anything. Like, I'm getting a sense of you not having the resources that you need, or you feel like you don't have the resources that you need. Spirit is saying those resources are coming in. And they're giving me the example of, you know, not having the ingredients to buy the food that you need to be able to cook the meals that you want so you can get on that cooking show. They're saying you're going to have the resources that you need. They're actually saying that's the message. I was like, okay. Just need that last little bit to come through. I'm also hearing take it one step at a time. And they're showing me a staircase. Like, each step gets you closer to where you need to be. They're actually saying closer to your higher self. Like, they're saying that what's at the top of those steps is your higher self. And one step at a time gets you closer to who you're meant to be. Closer to the highest version of yourself. So take creating whatever you want to create. Take stepping through this portal one step at a time and allow yourself to integrate whatever you're moving through. And they're saying allow yourself to rest as well. Like, don't charge all the way forward. They're giving me like Taurus energy. You could be a Taurus, or you could have a significant Taurus placement in your chart. Taurus in the 10th house, Taurus in the 5th, Taurus in the 1st house. But don't charge forward like a bull. Like, be steady and take it one step at a time. So I hope this message resonated, and I love you, and we'll talk in the next video.